Fit for Life Radio, episode number 137.
It's a good number.
Gary here.
Will here.
And today we are talking about TV watching snacks.
We're talking about snacks, baby.
Now, on its surface, TV watching snacking can be quite dangerous. So first we have to lay some ground rules because, watching TV while eating is unmindful eating, which can get out of control. So you want to bring some mindfulness to it. And ultimately, as annoying as it sounds, with any snacking, you really want to plan and prepare ahead of time, So we're going to lay out some good options because now ultimately we say, yes, like doing other things, eating distracted is not good, not helpful, but also, we gotta live, right?
Yeah.
So that's
how do I do this if I want to live?
Mm-hmm. And honestly, that's the beauty of when you do go through phases or times where you learn to track your food and do things is you don't have to be stuck to some diet and strict rules and all this because you're creating framework and make it fit your lifestyle, right? So for me, I like to eat while watching TV.
What are you eating?
And so that's for one, dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll, have dinner while watching TV at the end of the day, and that's the only time I watch TV.
Same.
So, it's too kind of you're obviously getting all these dopamine and
all this stimulus.
Yes, stimulus, but it relaxes me. I enjoy it. Now so then with that said, the reason it works, I'm able to maintain my body composition and lose weight or if I wanted to, and is because it's all planned and prepared and there's mindfulness going into it with with portions ultimately. I know that I've actually had smaller meals during the day to afford me a bigger dinner and essentially more food to then eat while watching TV at dinner, right? And then I even have an extra amount of calories kind of portioned for then often then snack to extend the eating process.
The
experience while watching TV, right? So, that's what works for me.
Yeah.
And people can make it work for them, right? Noun. Yeah, so think about that. Let that wrap this is mindful snacking. For some people, it could be a slippery slope and you can't control it, can't portion things, and then you're just mindlessly munching away, right? That's going to lead to over consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Now and then to maximize this, we'll talk about more. So obviously it's super detailed, right? I mean, how many calories someone needs, how much you can fit into that last meal.
There's a lot of nuance.
The numbers of it all, you kind of got to work out, or that's where having a coach help coach you through that. But what we're going to talk about today are some good food choices for kind of snacking while watching TV. So again, it's with, knowing that this is mindful. But ultimately when we do it, we want it to last. So we want a lot of food for a little amount of calories so we can maximize our snacking. What are some good food choices and what are some not so good ones in that context?
So I think both of our favorites. And you want, this is probably the king of volume, right? Popcorn.
Yep.
That's got to be number one.
Because it's mostly air.
It's mostly air, right? But you get a lot, a whole bowl. I use the air popper. I know you're a microwave guy.
Yeah.
Which is either one works as long as
the air popper is gonna have less calories, right? Because you're controlling the oil butter situation.
But even the microwave ones, you can get them to you can check on the back and
they
see
have
what
lower
they got.
fat, and even the regular ones aren't that bad.
No.
So I think 1 cup of cooked popcorn is about 30 calories.
Yeah.
So for the most part, if you're, portioning off some snacking calories after dinner, obviously super nuanced on what's your goal, what's your body size, what's your metabolism, but most people are carving out anywhere from 2 to 500 calories, right? So you're talking, if you were having all popcorn and you saved that.
500 calories of popcorn is a lot of popcorn.
Yeah, so a whole bag of like microwave popcorn is about 300 calories, and which is about 10 cups of cooked popcorn.
It's a lot of corn.
Right? So 10 cups of cooked popcorn is, again, about 300 calories. So, I mean, you're snacking on that. That's, gonna be a good lasting snack. And yeah, if you're not dousing it in more stuff, more butter and things like that, you can probably enjoy it.
And you can season it up however you want. I know some people like to put a lot of different stuff on there. Some people like hot sauce on their popcorn, which is kind of weird.
Now they have these like sprinkled stuff, different flavorings. I've seen like some ranch.
Yeah, I've got some of those
type stuff, and
I always go back to like salt or garlic salt.
Yeah,
garlic salt's good on popcorn, but all the extra stuff, it almost takes away from my popcorn experience, and I just want that plain salty popcorn.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's usually my go-to. I'll air pop some garlic salt on it, and then I'll eat a whole bowl, which ends up being probably about 200 calories for the amount that I make.
Another good one is frozen, like berries or cherries. So even you can even get into the nuance of those, right? Like cherries are my favorite, probably like flavor, taste-wise, and texture, but they also are a little more calorie dense, right? So one cup is going to be about 100 calories, not as many fiber in the cherries, but yeah, I mean, so you can have. And then also, hey, it's a cold, cool texture. But then if you have something like raspberries, raspberries are super high in fiber, like 8 grams in a cup.
They're like one of the highest fruits in fiber.
Yeah, they're, smaller.
They're not as sweet.
So you're going to have more of them if you kind of eat them one by one.
Yeah, raspberries, you could eat a lot of them for, to match
I think
that
out of
300 calories.
All the berries and cherries, if you want the most volume, you would go with raspberries.
Yeah.
But then obviously, in the blueberries, strawberry. Actually, I take that back. So, well, maybe. Again, it's because they're such a different texture and size. But another one where you get a lot of bang for your buck is strawberries.
Yeah.
So, because strawberries, man, they're probably actually one of the best foods, I think, volume-wise. Because 1 cup and 1 serving is like 12 or 13 grams of carbs, so only like 60 calories or something like that. We'll have to look, but
yeah, I got it. Let's see.
But it's literally almost half. It's almost strawberries double the volume of like other berries. I've noticed, like especially like blueberries. So yeah, you can have a lot of cups of strawberries.
So a cup of strawberries is 53 calories.
Yeah. So 5 cups.
We'll put you at 250-ish.
Yeah.
Damn.
So then if you're pushing, hey, you have 500 I mean, the reality is I don't even think eating 10 cups of strawberries, we go broke too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the other thing. Those babies are expensive,
That's
man.
the other factor you have to think about is, like money, right? And that's where popcorn gets another notch in its belt.
Popcorn's cheap, man.
Because it's cheap.
Yeah, especially like if you're buying kernels and like air popping them like I do. Dude, a container will last me forever.
Yeah.
Bags are a little more expensive, but still not bad in the grand scheme. Yeah. Berries, though. Berries are...
They'll cost you.
What are they per pound?
Typically, frozen berries are around like $2.50.
Yeah, $2.50, $3
a pound.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they're still cheaper than fresh berries.
Yeah. I always go frozen, though. I think frozen tastes better, and I don't know if part of it's because they're cold and frozen.
Well,
or they're just picked at peak freshness and flash frozen.
I mean, think about it. Berries actually have like a super short peak fresh. Like they're only available for like a couple weeks at a specific time of year.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, if you get fresh ones right then, and then really only if you pick them yourself, because then the reality is they
got to travel,
growing somewhere else, and they're traveling, and days and weeks go by.
Yeah.
So
I think like most fruits are the same. Frozen blueberries and fresh blueberries actually taste like 2 different foods to me.
Yeah.
Like they almost are. They could be like opposite ends of the spectrum, and I don't know why.
Yep.
Whatever it does, the frozenness.
I'm sure there's some science to it.
I don't know it.
And yeah, so there we go. Popcorn, frozen berries, frozen cherries. Obviously there's a lot of micronutrition that comes with the
berries.
The berries and cherries. But then you also have, you can have anything you want, right?
Yep.
As long as you're portioning it. So if you like, Sour Patch Kids, and you have 250 calories you're working with, well, just weigh out your Sour Patch Kids.
You're a little tiny handful.
And then go enjoy them, right?
Yeah.
Eat them as slow as possible.
Bite off each little arm and leg. Take your time.
That's an option as well. The key is you're being mindful, right? And if the rest of your diet's, you're getting nutrition and whole foods that you need certain nutrients from,
you're good.
You're good. Like, you won't gain weight just because you're eating Sour Patch Kids.
Yep.
You would gain weight because you're eating too many of
everything else.
Totality, right? Now, can you stick to whatever your portion of the Sour Patch Kids is?
That's the hard part.
That's the question, right?
Because they're not filling in any way, shape, or form. Your volume's super low.
Yeah.
And they're going to kind of tick that reward part of your brain a little bit higher than, a popcorn would.
But the great thing to realize is what you're really valuing is the experience of and pleasure you derive from, hey, I'm watching this show and kind of snacking a little. You don't have to give that up.
No.
Right? You just can't probably do as much of it as you want.
You just can't clean out the pantry while you're watching TV.
Yeah. And then that's where, like we're discussing, the actual food choice makes a difference of, well, do you want to be able to snack for the entire 30 minutes of the show or for 5 minutes, right? Well, that's where popcorn versus Sour Patch Kids may come in. But yeah.
And both can coexist.
So I don't do what are some other options here? So let's talk about some things that you probably want to avoid, right? So actually, Sour Patch Kids are going to be decent volume, right? Because they're just sugar and carbs. So
they're not sugar and fat.
Right? So now you get into things like M&Ms and, chocolate type candies and
peanut butter cups. Ice cream is another one.
Yeah,
that's
those
pretty
things.
dense.
Those things are going to be sugar and fat, aka lots of calories per bite, right? So now, you look at, if you don't mind, look up like a Reese's cup, right? I don't even know.
Let's see.
So say again, most people have this like 200 to 500 kind of calorie wiggle room, maybe that you've reserved for your TV snacking.
So
and remember, we said that you could kind of get away with maybe easily 300 calories would be about 10 cups of popcorn. What would 300 calories be of peanut butter cups?
So one package, so two Reese's is 220 calories.
Yeah.
So we could even round up and say 1.5. So 3 Reese's cups would be 330 calories.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. What about M&Ms?
M&Ms calories. Let's see. One package is 236 calories.
Okay. Hey, that's I could actually.
It's not bad.
Get down with that. I like to do so. Of course, like anyone for the most part, do love chocolate and am satisfied. I don't need as much of it, but when I eat chocolate at night, this is how sensitive I am to caffeine and stuff. I'm just rocking, man. I can't get to sleep. So I prefer to have chocolate like in the morning.
So a little breakfast chocolate.
It's almost basically like coffee.
Yeah.
You
got a coffee cup full of M&Ms.
Yeah. You know what I've learned is like white chocolate, so it doesn't have the caffeine and stimulants because it's just the cocoa butter and not
the cocoa.
The cocoa brown stuff. So
the brown stuff
that has the caffeine and the thiabrine or whatever else is in it that's kind of stimulating. So, but yeah, and then actually I had this was it Lily's? It was like a Lily's cookies and cream.
Are they the stevia sweetened ones?
Yeah. White chocolate bar. And dude, it was good, man.
Was it? White chocolate can be almost overly sweet sometimes.
Yeah. So obviously the Lily's wasn't because it doesn't have sugar in it. But actually I've had the white chocolate bar from Lidl, and it's good. It's not like super too sweet or anything.
I like the bitterness of like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that.
The other day I had the white chocolate bar, and then the next day I had a regular it was labeled dark chocolate, but it was still only like 50%.
So yeah, it's.
But notice, like, yeah, having the white chocolate one day, then the dark chocolate the next. That's
You
what
could really
stands out, which
notice.
I appreciate it. And then the next day, I had, because I had grabbed a bunch of them, white chocolate bar again. So it's like, oh yeah, and you notice those little subtle flavors. So, and that's what's actually fun with food, right? Like that's where some variety is fun. You know, when especially when you're paying attention
Yeah.
to it, noticing those little nuances of taste and flavors and senses like that. But ultimately, yeah. So chocolate, that's the thing, right? You are sacrificing volume, but you do get like this more fun,
You get more enjoyment.
more
generally.
enjoyment hit from it. So, yeah, if you want to have a bag of M&Ms, like make room for it, and actually, yeah, a lot that you can make that fit, right?
And having a single serving bag too can be
Yep.
very helpful because it's like, all right, I have my one thing and I'm eating it. Whereas if you have like a industrial size Costco bag of M&Ms and you're just getting a serving out of it, how easy is it to go back and grab yourself
Yeah.
another handful?
Or when you have the jar,
Yeah.
next, and then so you don't even, you always feel like you're eating a little because you're just grabbing a bit, but then
Grabbing
you
a
end up
couple.
having 9 handfuls. So yeah, those packages are just getting those bags of M&M of those normal individual size, and then you'll know, hey, this is 200 and whatever calories, and that's that.
Yeah, and there's no guessing. It's like,
Yeah.
this is what it is. That's another one, I think, just a blanket of, like, if you are going to have a snack, sometimes individually packaged stuff can be very beneficial because it's, there's a finality to it. Like, okay, I'm done.
Yep.
And it's not open-ended, like, continuously reaching into a bag of chips or whatever it may be. And then you realize, like, damn, I ate the whole bag of chips because I didn't measure this.
Same thing with the chips, right? Instead of getting the big bags, get the little
The lunch packs.
lunch packs, right? If you know you're not going to actually weigh out a portion from the big bag. Another thing I like, so we talked about ice cream, so which you can also make room for that, but
Yeah.
1 pint of ice cream is going to be 1,000 calories. So it's really hard to eat a quarter cup,
Yeah.
or a third a cup of ice cream, which is kind of what is going to be needed for most people if you're kind of having it frequently. But what I have found is the same thing. Those like ice cream bars, and they have like the Magnum ones now. I actually had, and I'll have you look this up, the Yasso Greek yogurt bars.
I've heard those are good.
Dude, they're good. I've had about 4 flavors now. And
Yasso
again, they're
bars.
already individually packaged. They give you the cold creamy. They're Greek yogurt, so they're like a little higher in protein. But yeah, they still like, they're not fat free, they're not sugar free, which means they
So-
taste good.
It looks like the bars are 90 or 100 calories a piece,
Yeah, so 100 calories. So
which is not bad for a bar
Hey,
like that.
You know what's funny? So, and again, this is where it's individual. Yeah, so typically I'll have where like I have these 400 calories. And just, I guess, to share a little. So if, say I'm in a phase where I'm dieting, I normally go down to 2,000 calories, and then I'll maintain. I typically maintain, so I don't want to do that around like 2,500-ish. So I just took I'm going to keep my kind of base at 2,000 calories the same and just add in
Add snacks.
500 calories of whatever I
Yeah.
want.
If you know me, you know I'm always on the run, up early and home late, so having a 3-hour morning routine isn't really in the cards for me. What is in the cards is AG1. It's a fast way to get vitamins and minerals I need to perform. I first gave AG1 a try because I wanted a single solution that helps support my entire body by filling in nutrient gaps and simplifying my morning routine. Since drinking AG1 daily, I've always felt strong and energized and ready to attack the day. Not only does AG1 deliver my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more, it's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. It's 1 scoop mixed in water once a day and every day. I know that AG1 is giving my body high-quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes through a rigorous testing process, so you know that it's safe. And AG1 ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrition density. AG1 is a supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as a new partner. Here is your chance to start every day this season with a gift to yourself. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/provengrit. That's drinkag1.com/provengrit. Check it out. If you know me, you know I'm always on the run, up early and home late, so having a 3-hour morning routine isn't really in the cards for me. What is in the cards is AG1. It's a fast way to get vitamins and minerals I need to perform. I first gave AG1 a try because I wanted a single solution that helps support my entire body by filling in nutrient gaps and simplifying my morning routine. Since drinking AG1 daily, I've always felt strong and energized and ready to attack the day. Not only does AG1 deliver my daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre- and probiotics, and more, it's a powerful, healthy habit that's also powerfully simple. It's one scoop, mixed in water, once a day, and every day. I know that AG1 is giving my body high-quality nutrition. Every batch of AG1 goes through a rigorous testing process, so you know that it's safe. And AG1 ingredients are sourced for absorption, potency, and nutrition density. AG1 is a supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily, and that's why I'm excited to welcome them as a new partner. Here is your chance to start every day this season with a gift to yourself. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase exclusively at drinkag1.com/provengrit. That's drinkag1.com/provengrit. Check it out.
And yeah, and maintaining my weight. So just playing with different things. So I'll have like a 400 calorie chocolate bar, or a bunch of popcorn.
What's your favorite flavor of these so far?
So I've done a bunch of these Yasso bars, and I'll just eat one box is four.
It's 4 bars.
4 bars, 400 calories. So my wife, she would be like, I'll go get one and eat it, and then go get another one. Eat the whole box.
Yeah.
And she just laughs at it. But the reality is, I know, hey, I have these 400 or 500 calories.
Yeah. I can eat all 4 of these.
But if I open up I know for me, if I open up Ben & Jerry's, now I could just eat half, right?
You're going to crush the pint, though.
Yeah, there's no way. So
it's a good way to limit yourself, like having those, packaged things.
Yeah.
I'll have to try those.
I've had the cookie dough, chocolate chip cookie dough, the chocolate chip mint.
Have you had the sea salt caramel?
No.
Damn, I would be interested in that one.
I've had read through some of them.
They have. Well, I only see a couple. They have birthday cake.
I had that. Yeah. They've all been good. Birthday cake, I can take it or leave it. It's
sometimes it can be overly sweet flavor and just too much.
But there's a black cherry, I think. Is there black cherry?
I don't see it. I don't see it on here. There's only 3 flavors on here, so there's probably. Oh, here we go. Fudge brownie, black raspberry. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Maybe. I swore I had black cherry.
They might have black cherry. We're not done yet. Chocolate chip coffee. Have you had the cookies and cream? I know you're a cookies and cream fan.
No.
Vanilla chocolate crunch. Ooh, it's got the chocolate coating on the outside with the little.
Ooh, I haven't had those. I've seen them. I haven't had them. Yeah, they're more like the little traditional bars.
Stop it. Sea salt caramel chocolate crunch, where it's got the crunch on the outside. However, that one's 150 calories a bar.
Dude, this is what I'm getting next. So I think it was the black raspberry chip that I had.
Was it?
But look at these, the little Greek yogurt bites with the.
Dude, I literally just saw those.
I'm getting those next.
Sea salt caramel. They're poppables.
The little Yasso sea salt caramel poppables. So they're like little ice cream things with chocolate shells around them.
Peanut butter chocolate crunch.
Little balls. 50 calories per poppable.
How many poppables are in a thing, though?
6-pack. 6 poppables.
Okay. That's not bad. Would you rather have a poppable or an actual ice cream bar?
I don't know. I'll have to have a poppable.
You'll have to find out.
Yeah.
But as the flavors get more in-depth or intricate, the calories seem to go up.
Yeah.
Just something to be aware of.
Yeah. But yeah, so for ice
solid.
cream, cold, creamy, that's a good option. Or all these bars they have now that are pre-packaged, so you can just cut yourself off easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are one thing that that we do. Whitney, she likes having after dinner a little pack of cookies. So just a little snack pack, and you can get them in there. They're 140 calories for a little pack. So she'll just plan her pack. She puts it in her MyFitnessPal for the day, and after dinner she'll go get her pack. She has her pack, and then she's good. Yep. 140 calories. She had a snack while we were watching TV. I'll usually have one too if I'm not having something else, and we're good. We kind of do the same thing you guys do. We'll eat dinner while we watch TV, and then we'll have our snack, and then we'll just kind of chill until one of us falls asleep, and
Yeah.
then that's a wrap.
So there it is. Really, like we said, it just takes a little planning and preparing, which can be annoying and hard at first because you don't normally do it. Like anything is hard and annoying at first if you're not used to doing it. But you can then have the things you want, right? And kind of reach your goals and your body composition, keep those things in check, your health, which fall in line with your health markers and all that. And you don't have to demonize these things. You don't have to eliminate activities and experiences that you enjoy. Like I said, it's learning trade-offs and making it work. And ultimately, you can easily broad sweep say, distracted eating while watching TV is not the best habit. And this is, I'd agree with it.
I mean, it's true.
But that's the beauty of learning calories, tracking, keeping food journals and knowing
and
your
having
portions.
some structure and awareness.
Yeah, is then you allow and you learn how to navigate and work in these modern environmental things.
And they go from being mindless to mindful.
Yeah.
And they can be a part of something when you do that. So that's really the key, is just knowing, like, hey, I'm choosing to do this. It's, I'm going to have a good experience. I'm probably not going to get full on on these chocolate bars, and that's fine. But as long as you know you're doing it and you're not just every 5 minutes going to the fridge, going to the pantry and getting all this stuff, then you're going to be good.
Yep. It's funny, really, the thing that keeps me from having Yasso bars like every night is just is financial reasoning, because that's the thing too, right? Like when you eat and cook most of your food, it's so much cheaper. I don't care what anyone. People always complain, but like when you're making your lean proteins, frozen fruits, frozen veggies, and starches, plain starches, potatoes, rice, things like that, it's so cheap, right? So then, whereas normal, like majority of my food and all those things, anywhere from can be $6 to $9 a day, kind of, and then you have like a box of Yasso bars that are like $6, so it's almost double now in your entire. You're like, man, well, if I do this, that doubles my food budget,
then I'm spending $12-15 a day on food.
Yeah. So, but what we typically do is kind of value those things as or budget them as fun flex money, right? So, but then you start weighing, hey,
is this where I want to spend my fun?
Do I want $200 of ice cream a month, or would I rather, spend that elsewhere, right? So it's the same, and it's funny, right? Like it shows the similarities of food budgeting, so to speak, and then also financial budgeting, and how those same skills and habits are parallel.
Yeah,
right?
the awareness.
And then they eventually meld into each other to where you start rationalizing choices based off of that, right? Or for me, it could be like, man, beef is really expensive, but I like it way better than chicken. Beef is double the price of chicken. Well, if I don't have Yasso bars every night, I can have
then
beef
you can do it
instead of chicken, right? So those are all trade-offs and mindfulness that you want to have with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that then you're just not like, oh, I just overeating because you're not paying attention, or complaining that you can't eat well because eating well is more expensive, right? When ultimately, if you tracked all your eating out foods and the stuff you spend on that, you would quickly realize that that's not the obstacle.
No, that's not.
But yeah, that's where our king champion of food volume, cost, ease of preparation, it's packaged and can't really go bad, is popcorn.
Popcorn.
I mean,
always, man. Always and forever.
Yeah, there's different, you can flavor it different ways, non-calorically, because there's all these like
there's tons of
different sprinkles and stuff. But so that's got to be the king TV snacking.
That's got to be number one.
Snack. Then from more of a, healthy as far as like micronutrient density, but also high volume, comes in little pieces, would be like frozen fruit, frozen berries. I think that's a good one in there. And then from there, you have your prepackaged. We'll go prepackaged, whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Whether M&Ms or the sour gummy stuff. But again, we kind of highlight the prepackaged because that helps keep you in check.
It keeps
right?
the portion in check. You know, another one that we've done, we don't really do them much. Either like rice cakes, like flavored ones, or they sell even like the little like miniature rice cake. They're almost like chips.
Yep.
They're pretty good volume wise though. Like you can have a good amount for 150 calories, and that's another decent one. And they come in like a smaller bag. So even if you ate a whole bag, you're still probably only eating like 200 something calories maybe.
Yeah.
So those are a decent one too for people that kind of like a little crunch. Not having to eat a.
Yeah. What are also, speaking of crunch, I don't even know the calorie things, but those little like, I've seen them. They're like edamame, and I've had them before, and they taste pretty good. But I know they're like, probably like fried or oiled up or something. But they might be similar to chips.
So, are you talking about just like little pieces of edamame?
It's like the little circle, or are they like little balls?
Yeah, like they have dry roasted like a nut,
Let me see.
like something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's the
check?
What's the numbers on those? So like the dry roasted edamame.
Ooh, third of a cup,
Mm-hmm.
130 calories.
Oof. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm
Now
like-
I guess the appeal of them is like a third of a cup is still kind of a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like they're little tiny individual things, but volume wise, it's not the best for
Yeah.
the calories. Some people really do like stuff like that.
Mhm.
Now,
Just
what-
like nuts, right? Like
yes,
a
that's what I was gonna
quarter
compare
cup
it to.
of nuts. Like what's a quarter cup of almonds?
Almonds. Let's see. Don't want to know what an ounce is.
An ounce is a quarter cup,
Is it?
typically. Yeah.
165
Yeah.
calories.
So the edamame is similar to that.
Yeah,
To nuts.
that's what I would compare it to. It's similar size. I mean, they're
Mhm.
dry roasted, so I would compare the two pretty well.
Would you rather have 160? So really like 2 ounces, half a cup of almonds,
Mm-hmm.
or the bag of M&Ms.
M&M's, man. Hands down. Almonds. There's not many situations where I'm going to choose just eating nuts as a snack.
What is your favorite
Nut?
nut? Yeah, man, we're still like 13 years old.
All right,
Um,
okay, so
I
think
that would be so. I love.
I like dry roasted peanuts are great.
Yeah.
You know what though? Nah, pistachios.
So it's funny. My mind goes to, from a flavor standpoint, pistachios or macadamia nuts.
See, macadamia nuts have a weird texture
Yeah.
that I don't really like. But
So you know what? Let's actually give pistachios in the shell.
let's
Maybe.
give them a round of applause.
Let's get
You got to
that-
work a little harder.
Yeah, and then you're forced to eat them individually, right? Or at least take time. So if you're going to snack on nuts while watching TV,
Pistachios, man.
pistachios is probably going to be your best bet in the shell.
Yeah. So and the shell's important because 1 cup of pistachios is almost 700 calories. So just think like
Those little. Yeah,
it's
little-
easy to
yeah.
eat. Like if you have a bag of already
Yeah.
shelled, like you could toss handfuls. You could probably eat 1,000 calories pretty
Well,
easy,
I could easily throw back 2 cups, probably.
right? But if you have to work, like that's kind of it's a barrier. It takes more time. It's actually kind of part of the experience. I kind of
Yeah.
like eating
Mhm.
them like that, and maybe it's 'cause
Your fingers get all salty.
Yeah, we did that
Yeah.
as kids, but yeah, that's a good one. Sunflower seeds is another decent one. You eat a lot of them, though your mouth starts to burn.
Yeah.
But
You see, with really nuts that are already shelled and they're, in these big containers, they're really tough. For most part, I recommend not snacking on them and kind of just having a portioned amount with meals for, because they are nutrient dense and some
Yeah.
people like them. But because you could easily sit there and eat 2 cups
Yeah.
of nuts, 1 to 2 cups, which
especially
is going
like
to
if they're salted or flavored, like
Mhm.
that makes it even easier to down them.
and you're talking 700 to 1,500 calories. And then if you want another fun example for how we cook things or don't and how it makes a difference, have like a raw almonds,
Mm-hmm.
and then have these like dry roasted with spices and flavorings on them. Dude,
Whole different
you
experience.
could eat 4 times as many of the dry
yeah,
roasted flavored.
plain almonds
They're
out
like-
of the shell, like are not that good. Like they're not bad, but compare them to the flavored up
Yeah.
dry roasted. it's a whole
Yeah.
different food, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's this, and we should do a whole episode on this. Like, I had a Instagram reel on it, and it got a lot of interest of how we cook things matters. Same thing, right? Like a plain boiled potato versus fried potatoes with flavors and seasonings and spices, aka potato chips. The difference of how many you can eat is astronomical.
Yes.
So snacking on nuts. Maybe you could get away with pistachios, but again, you still want to portion them. You'd want them to be in the shell. That will kind of extend your eating experience.
Yep.
But for the most part, most nuts, and then if you're also someone like, I don't want raw almonds, and you want the dry roasted salt, basically almond almond chips. You know, when you see these flavored dry roasted ones, and they do taste amazing and drive you to keep eating them, they're gonna be tough to handle. And then most of them too come in like bigger containers.
You know, I was gonna say a good option. You can find like the 100-calorie things of them. Now you're not getting very many.
It makes you sad though.
Yeah, you open up, you're like, I got 8 pistachios. But if you're somebody who can handle that and you do like them, it might be a good option.
Yeah.
To have like, hey, I have my little thing of pistachios and I know how many calories I'm eating. It can be a lot better because we know that nuts are very easy to eat mindlessly and just keep on going.
Yeah. So I think we covered everything, right? We covered salty. We covered like
Sweet,
cold, creamy. With that, those prepackaged kind of bars, and there's a lot of them now. And
there's a ton.
They're good, like the Greek yogurt ones, 100 calorie per bar.
Yeah.
I
think we're good.
That's gonna handle you, or at least make you think and give you some options.
And just a little insight into how we do things too.
And the worst. I say the worst because this is where too. And if you're not in our Facebook group, we have the free Facebook group, Fat Loss Secrets for Busy Adults, and I did a live training on how about food marketing. I think I did one on food marketing. It might be on my list to do. No, I did food marketing. Yeah. So food marketing, buzzwords, things like that. That's where you can't fall for those things. It means nothing. You need to learn on your own, like portions and all this. Trail mix will get classified as a health food. Which means nothing basically. Or a healthy food, a healthy choice.
A healthy snack.
And so then people will be like, well, I can just eat as much of this. It's good for me, right?
Yep.
And the reality is it's super calorie dense. So it's nuts, which we just talked about on their own, are tough. Mixed in typically with like M&Ms. And then like granola, which is just
nuts,
like baked in oil and butter and
sugar, and it's
So, and then it comes in huge containers and bags, right? So now people are like allowing themselves, because it's been labeled or a buzzword of like healthy or
food.
good, and they'll just mindlessly snack on trail mix all day long in between meals. When the reality is a handful or two is basically a meal's worth of calories, and it's like, well, are you gonna have that couple handfuls while you're working at the computer? But hey, you might need to skip a dinner now because of that. But people aren't being mindful enough to really understand or note that.
You know what? I can't end the episode without mentioning my least favorite snack, which is peanut butter. Because damn, if peanut butter is not dense, it's already processed, it's salted, they add sugar to some of it. And it's marketed as, this is a healthy snack. It's got good fats. It's got protein.
High protein.
Which makes you want to jump off a building. And I'm not saying don't eat peanut butter, but realize like what's 2 tablespoons of peanut butter? It's calorie-wise
it's got to be.
It's not very good.
And another thing we need to talk about on another episode is high protein. Right, you really want to look at protein. How many grams of protein are you getting per calories, right? And peanut butter is not a great ratio.
No, not at all.
Pulling her up here, 188 calories. So basically 200, and a serving, which is 2 tablespoons.
Yeah. Which a tablespoon is smaller than most people's. Spoonful.
No one.
It's like a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Like most people don't pour a single serving
Again,
of
think
wine.
of it this way. So say you did 3 tablespoons, it's almost 300 calories. How fast can you eat 3 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is 300 calories? How fast can you eat an entire bag of popcorn, which is 300 calories?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you see again, that's why peanut butter would not be a great
No,
TV watching snack
it's
because
not.
it would last
You eat the whole jar.
like 12 seconds.
Yeah,
right.
You're just done with it, and that's it. So, and again, I'm not saying don't eat it. If you can mindfully do it, cool. It wouldn't be on my top 5 list of snacks to have while I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
Um,
And then maybe we'll preview. Maybe we'll do this episode soon. Protein. Yeah. So it gets marketed again. This is where ignore buzzwords. High protein because it has 8 grams of protein per serving, but that's, like we said, almost 200 calories. 8 grams of protein per 200 calories. That is not high protein.
that's
right?
like
That is
5%.
So you could look at it like 25 calories per gram of protein, and we'll dive in with this and come up with what are some good ratios.
Yeah.
But obviously, like something like chicken breast, right?
That ratio is high, Daddy.
25 grams of protein per probably about 200 calories.
Yeah,
So now you're looking at 8 calories
per gram of protein.
per gram of protein. Now pure protein is just 4
Yeah.
calories, but you start to see where like you'd almost want a list of like a cutoff, right? Maybe like
Mm-hmm.
10 a ratio of like 10 calories per gram of protein
Yeah.
is where you'd want to be. And yeah, peanut butter is like awful.
Yeah, it's low on the
Now
list.
obviously it's better than like donuts
Yeah,
and other things. That's why they will get touted, or other nuts that aren't as high in protein.
Yeah.
But the point is like it is not don't eat it for its protein.
no.
Eat it for its fat, healthy, monounsaturated fats and things like that. But
It's not a
yeah,
high
don't
protein
eat it
food.
for its protein.
That's probably the one thing that makes me want to jump into traffic more than anything.
Yeah. Speaking of which, is there any protein snacky foods?
Depends on who you are.
They're not gonna taste great.
If you're Ben, you just eat
They're
some
not
chicken breast.
Yeah, you could just snack on some like cut up chicken.
You know,
breast
some
nuggets.
people have some weird snacks on keto, but those are
There,
more fat.
well, there are some too, but you're also they can still add up. Some of those, there's like Quest chips
yeah.
and like little Quest
I've seen those.
protein bites.
I've never had those before, though, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
And all those things are so outrageously expensive. Honestly,
You know what? Hey, beef jerky.
Yeah, again, outrageously expensive.
Exactly.
And that's not fun to eat.
Yeah, no, I agree. But that would be probably the only protein
And
that
I'm-
I could think of.
I mean, like physically, like beef jerky. To me, it's just like there's almost nothing.
There's work involved with
Yeah.
beef jerky,
So
and
it's
it has
just
a weird aftertaste.
convenience. But yeah, all
That's
those
it, though.
all those like a lot of those protein foods. Again, most of the time I'd rather just know the calories and have like
Something you really want.
the real, kind of like regular real stuff, so to speak. But yeah.
We could do a high protein episode.
Yeah, another good one too we didn't touch on actually was like cereals.
Yeah.
Cereal is if you like to eat it dry or even a bowl of cereal.
It's not that bad.
It's mostly carbs, but the volume, is air. It's dehydrated type food, so there's a lot of air, so you get a decent volume out of it, right? I guess while we're on it, look, what's like a cup of like Lucky Charms?
Lucky Charms. I can't spell. All right, let's see. Lucky Charms. Come on. I'm having a hard time using the internet right now. All right, calories. 1 cup is 137 calories.
Yeah,
So it's really, even like 2 cups, you could eat them dry,
Yeah,
put them in a
2.
little cup or a bowl.
yeah, and kind of munch away on
So
them.
you're still under 300 calories for that. So that actually, and that's kind of a decently sugary
and that's
cereal.
2 cups of food volume-wise versus, again, say we compared it to 300 calories of peanut butter, 3 tablespoons. You see the difference, the volume difference,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
so yeah.
that was a good call.
All right, well, that's that. TV, snacking, foods.
Snackaroonies.
Be mindful, y'all.
Yeah.
We need a shirt that says like,
Be mindful, y'all.
yeah, don't snack, like some kind of, catchy slogan.
So
Maybe, yeah.
somebody else will figure that out.
Be mindful,
It's
y'all
not
might
for
be
us.
it.
Be mindful, y'all.
All right, well, thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week.
See ya. As always, thanks for listening, guys. If you want to learn more, check us out at coastalfitnessva.com or garydeagle.com. We'll see you next time.